you are trying to do in foreign policy now?
We are reaching out to everybody. As I said, all the governments of the world have been extremely supportive. So we're very thankful. We're trying to build up further relationship. We're asking for the help that they never gave before. They were not existing before. So we said, let's do that. One of the things we're saying, corruption. Bangladesh is just deep into corruption. Everything is, system is corrupt, people are corrupt. So how to clean it up? What kind of changes we have to make the government clean with enormous corruption? So we say if there is a formula, there is a policy, there is a way to do that. So I mentioned something, that the conversation I had in September at the United Nations General Assembly. I was meeting all the world leaders, to explain to them what's the situation in Bangladesh. So I was meeting Ursula von der Leyen at the European Union. So among many issues discussed, I said finally about the corruption. I don't know how to get out of this. Is there any way, is there any recommendations you make that we can follow? So she gave a big smile. She said, you know what? We are coming from worse than that. European Union coming from the worst of the corruption that we are facing. So yes, many of our countries were trying to join European Union. We're just all over corrupt, everything. You never heard of those kind of corruptions in your life, that they had it. So we have to install a system of cleansing them up, cleaning it up, washing them off, so that they can be clean as everybody else and join. Once they're clean, then we take. So we learned everything how to make it happen. You mentioned IMF. Yes, IMF also helpful. World Bank is helpful. All the international agencies.
Not everyone uses those adjectives, so
I'm telling you it's a very concrete thing.
Yes.
The one that IMF came into the picture because the last debate that we had for the final release of the fund, the IMF was controlling and they agreed to give us, that you have to open your foreign exchange rate. It should be left to the market. We are worried about it because so far we are controlling it so that we don't kind of expose ourselves in the drain of all the foreign exchange gone because of the system. So opening this to the market is a real issue, a big decision for us, which we debated, and but IMF said, no, nothing doing. Unless you do that, we are not releasing our funds. We tried to convince them and explain the danger of it and so on. They said, no, we understand. But we studied, I think you can handle it. So we started saying, are we able to handle this? Let's open it up. Finally say, if they see some positive thing, why aren't we seeing it? So I challenged them. They finally agreed that let's do that. And tell them again, kind of note, in case we get into difficulty, we'll revert. This is just to protect ourselves. IMF says, okay, go ahead. We opened it, nothing happened. Same exchange rate, is just a little bit, it's normal, it's working. So we are celebrating that finally we see the strength in the economy and so on. So IMF role is very positive. It's not a negative one. It's not trying to push us into trouble because of some principle they're holding on to. It's not like that. We were not willing to jump into the water. They said, come on, you do it. You can make it. And finally we made it. That's it. So we are thankful to IMF.
So I'll come on to the trials of people involved in a moment, but I just want to stay for just one moment on this question of the Charter, because critics of what you're doing would say, look, you're ruling out lots of political parties, anyone who doesn't agree with this Charter, for example, the Awami League. So you're not really giving people a choice, that this is not a democratic process. This is a very nice, wrapped up in lots of words about consensus. This is an authoritarian step for Bangladesh to take.
So safety of the country, safety of the politics of the country, the nation has decided that for the time being, the activities of Awami League will be suspended for the time being. That's all we have done. We have not banned Awami League, we have not done anything. Until the trial is over, that's all.
I want to jump to a vision of something much more difficult, which is the Rohingya. Hundreds of thousands of them in the camps. What is going to happen?
Political changes happening in Myanmar. Rakhine State is taken over by Arakan Army, which is all the hub of the Rohingya population. They have a new push of the Rohingyas pushing into Bangladesh. We started with 1.2 million Rohingyas. Now it's another 200,000 coming in from the other side because of the things that are happening on the other side. So increase. And the most dangerous thing that I felt, and I started raising that, I said, when they came, Rohingyas came to Bangladesh, they came with their kids. They didn't leave their kids. Some of the 2-month-old, some of the 2 years old, some of the 5 years old. I said, 7 years are gone. The 5-year-old became 12-year-old, and so on. And each year, there are 35,000 children are born. So they are growing up too. So we have a whole new young generation coming up. And they have no hope. They don't know who they are, what they are supposed to be doing. It's a prison that they live in, but they have the computer, they have the mobile phone. They see everything in the world. So they see, what is our future? I said, these will be very angry young people growing up. How their anger would be expressed, we don't know. Whichever way it will be expressed, it will be a big explosion, I can assure you right now. Please help us. So that before that explosion point comes, we can take care of them. They're happy with their life. They're as creative, as talented, any of our kids. They are no different. But they are in a situation, they see the world outside on your mobile. We see the televisions everywhere, but they don't see their life. They are in a prison. And why they are in prison? They have stories to listen to their mother, their father. No answer, why do we come back home? And that's a very important question to be answered for them.
And your plan is still that eventually they go back home?
That's the only way it can be solved.
You're not going to integrate them into Bangladesh?
It's impossible to do that. It's impossible.
Why?
It's already the people who live around the camps, very hostile. Very simple reason. You get everything free. And we are struggling to make a life. And then you take our jobs, you take our food, you take away things from us. Why didn't you go back to your country? Why are you interfering with our life? Those kind of things. Your children having a fun life, our children, no life. To them it's a fun life because you're sitting there not playing games. It's a fun life. Our children is working hard, but no life. So that will spread. The moment you say that, you promise that they will go back. The government promised that they will go back, and they know that. Now, to say that they will stay with us, who are they? We are having difficulty. Now you are putting them into us. No political government, no government will accept that.